Welcome, everybody.
Hello, hi. Thank you.
Welcome to our latest session with the lovely Galia from Choc Chick. So I'm Matt Denford from Ethical. I'm Charlie Jordan from Ethical as well. And we're joined by wonderful Galia. So Galia, can you tell us a little bit more about the world of Choc Chick?
Well, yeah, thank you very much. It's great to have this little Zoom recording interview, which is a novel thing as well. I don't know where to look, so yeah. Whereas the world of Choc Chick, yeah, it's a wonderful world. I started it nearly 12 years ago because I love chocolate and have adapted and grown a brand around ethical cacao. So initially sourcing cacao from Ecuador and Peru and traveling out there. So meeting farmers and plantations and choosing some of the finest cacao to bring to the UK. And so yeah, it's been an amazing journey. I can't imagine doing anything else at the moment, to be honest, but I love it so much. It's very much about finding healthier options or healthier alternatives to cocoa, cacao, to chocolate. So and also Choc Chick's very much a female brand. So it's very much I think you've got some of my products there, so I'm just looking at our these are ones I've got at home, as you can see, but we've kind of redid our branding completely also with kind of more ethical packaging. But we wanted to own the chick. It's always been called Choc Chick, but it's called Choc Chick originally because I used to sing in bands and I used to be a bit of a rock chick, and hit my 40s and thought, yeah, I can't continue. I mean, it wasn't a career, it was just a side. I thought, well, what else do I love? I love chocolate, and so I could be a Choc Chick and a rock chick, but I'm an aging rock chick, but a Choc Chick is forever. So that's how the name came on. And we had very different packaging over the years, and the last 2 years we redid it completely to own the chick. So it's quite bold. So we've got our, cacao, if you can see that, cacao butter. So we've got, this is an homage to Dolly Parton. So we've got, it's got a little beauty spot there. Can you see it? Yeah, there we go. And then that's our cacao butter and our cacao powder, which is what I started with originally. Yeah, so we're owning the chick. We're getting more in touch with the feminine in the chocolate and cacao. Long answer, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. So would you say that it was sort of your, as you mentioned, your sort of love for chocolate inspired you to start your own sort of venture then?
Yeah, definitely. I'm from Argentina originally, so I've always grown up with chocolate. I mean, my mum used to make chocolate, and unlike, we lived in lots of different countries, and no matter where we went, we always had, my mum would make some chocolate for birthdays, parties, special events, and it wasn't like Chocolat, the film, which I love very much, but it's nothing like the film. Making chocolate's really hard, and you have to temper it. So my mum wouldn't always, it wasn't that magical, ta-da, look at all these love. It was really hard work. So I never ever thought I would be a chocolatier myself, although I've loved chocolate my whole life. But then around 13, 14 years ago, I discovered that you could make raw chocolate at home, which is made from the pure ingredients. So it's from the cacao powder and the cacao butter, and you can use a sweetener we use a fruit syrup or maple syrup, or lower sugar syrups, and then you could make your own chocolate at home without tempering. So I started making loads and loads of recipes, became obsessed, and was waking up in the middle of the night going, oh, what if I had cardamom and sea salt, or what if I had, make my own caramel, or some peanut butter cups. My daughter Ella and I made peanut butter cups for the first time together. My daughters were young then, so it was a really fun thing to do together. And so it started out of a love of chocolate, but I really wanted to do things differently. I'd come from a corporate world. I worked in law and internet marketing. I did some human rights work as well. I worked with trafficked young women. So I was very much aware of exploitation in the supply chain. So when I started Choc Chick, I wanted to do it very different and have an awareness that there is exploitation in cocoa and cacao, and how could I do it differently? So.
Yeah, so it's amazing. So how did you actually go about that? So obviously from finding out about the exploitation, what did you do to find out, you know, about the root cause, and, you know, what are your next steps from there?
Yeah, I think, you know, the first thing is an awareness of knowing, you know, what is your supply chain and where does every ingredient and product come from. So because I speak Spanish, I could go out to South America, and I chose to go to Ecuador because I knew the cocoa there was really high quality. I didn't know anyone there, but there are a number of ways. I found a supplier online. I contacted them. I did calls on, you know, it wasn't even before WhatsApp, but phone calls with them, and so then I arranged a trip out to Ecuador to meet them and to get to know the cooperatives they work with. So I went out. I went out with my dad, so that was really special because he said, "No, you're not going on your own. I'm going to come with you." So we traveled together. He was 68, and we were traveling through the jungle in a jeep, 7 hours in a jeep, and it was absolutely amazing. And so I went out there first of all to meet the supply chain directly. So that's one of the things. The other way of doing it, and which I did to find suppliers in Peru and to find other suppliers in Ecuador, is to go through the embassies. So you can contact whatever embassy in every country that you want to source your products from, and often they'll even pay for you to go out and visit suppliers.
Oh, wow.
So that's a really good way of doing it. But I always stay, because I speak the language, you know, I always source from Latin America, South America, Latin America, because I can speak Spanish. I've always stayed an extra week. So if I went on a trade mission, I've been on several, from Pro Ecuador is one of them, and Peru have a really good one as well. I've always stayed extra to stay back and chat to the farmers. So I know you've got our cacao nibbles. So these are cocoa nibs sweetened with yacon syrup. So I discovered this at a trade show, but I didn't order immediately. I went out and visited them. And then I went to the factory. I actually took a flight from Lima up to Jauja, and in the middle of nowhere, and went to the factory, spent a couple of days there. I went and worked there with all the and it's mainly women. It was interesting, lots of women working there, lunch breaks with them, chatting, you know, and getting to know them and finding out their backgrounds, what, you know. So it's I think maybe I did extra steps because I'm interested, and I also I really care about the people, and I really care about the environment. So it is going out there and being actively interested in your supply chain and developing relationships with them.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's really important because at the end of the day, you know, the things that we're buying from the shelves and from different brands, obviously we only really think about our own community and the impact it has on our own community. We often forget about what's happening on the other side of the world and how those, you know, people are actually being treated, how they're being paid. So I think it's amazing that you've actually taken that time, and I think it's so rare that people do that and really, you know, meet the people behind the scenes who make, you know, all of these amazing products actually work. Yeah.
Thank you. No, it's great. To be honest, I wouldn't want to do it any other way. And it's fun. I mean, for me, that's the best bit, is going out and also I wanted to learn about cacao and, you know, how it grows and where it grows. I knew a bit about it, but I didn't know as much as obviously I know now. But I also, you know, I wanted to understand it more, and you can only understand it by being there and experiencing it. So, but it's fun. It's not hard work. So.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just it sounds like you're doing some amazing things, which I think everyone can admire. To be fair, it's it's amazing. But moving on to current circumstances around the challenging environment with the likes of COVID-19, what would you say has been the biggest challenge sort of coming into the new decade with everything that's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I think businesses in general is a roller coaster ride. There are so many ups and downs, and COVID presented some serious challenges. I mean, you're kind of prepared for some, but this is something no one was prepared for, obviously. We lost 80% of our shares in retail overnight. So from February, end of February, March, April, May have been the worst months ever, because we're heavily reliant on our retail sales in Holland and Barrett, Whole Foods Market, Hisby, Harriet's of Hove. You know, those actually kept us going, to be honest with you. But the big retailers, suddenly we lost, you know, a huge 80% of our sales suddenly, because people weren't sure how to shop. They're shopping differently. Less people are going more often, and they're buying less products. And you know, cacao, although it's an amazing product, it's not an initial staple. It is for me, but it's a staple in most families. So it's not the first thing that you think about when you are in the midst of a pandemic, going to the supermarket or a retailer for the first time and going, right, I just need essentials. So we did really suffer, and it's been pivoting to online. What kept us going actually is the places like Harriet's of Hove and Healthy Rebels and Hisby and Brighton. So the retailers that are more and store retailers that are you know, that have really supported other smaller businesses, and we've got some, you know, sales that managed to keep us afloat during this time. And I think the biggest challenge for us is now, big, you know, we're only two in the business. One of us is, Claire, is furloughed, and I'm running it. So it's a challenge doing everything myself, but also the online side, which isn't my forte. I'm a people person. I like meeting people and, you know, face to face. But so the online has been a challenge, and trying to get more sales and grow that side is what I'm really trying to focus on.
Yeah, so I think for us, obviously Galia was actually one of the first retail partners that we actually had on the site, and she put her faith in us when we had nothing. We had an idea, and that was about all we had. No website, no users, nothing else. So just a question for you. So what did you see in Ethical, and you know, why are you on this journey with us?
Well, I just loved your enthusiasm and your passion, and you know, it was clear that you really care. So I think for me, I always align myself with people who care. I've always found that in business, if I connect with people who genuinely care about what they're doing or what they're offering or the impact that they're having in the world, then it's a great relationship to have. So it's a great collaboration. And you guys are, you know, I've got daughters your age, so I'm in awe of your generation, because you're doing things so differently than we did, and you know, you're fearless. I mean, I really think that's amazing that you're out there creating something from university, from an idea, and it's not just for yourselves, it's for the community, it's for other, it's not just, all right, we're here to make loads of money, which I hope we all do. It's a great thing to make money, but your idea is, you know, to enable other brands and companies and ethical endeavors to flourish and to gain more customers. And, you know, why it's great. It's the win-win that I think our world should be operating that way. So yeah, good on you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we've generated a few sales, haven't we, in the last couple of weeks, which is good.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing for us. We get so excited when we get a sale come through the door. We all kind of have a little celebration.
Yeah, I still do that. You can see the sales coming. I'm like, yay, thank you, yay. It's great. Every sale is brilliant. Yeah.
So going off that then, so looking into the future, because it's really easy to dwell on the past, you know, the last 6 months of 2020 has all been a bit of a, as you say, a roller coaster. So what do you see, you know, the future holding for Choc Chick?
Well, I'm going to carry on, you know, growing the brand, and you know, my aim has always been to see my products in everywhere, in supermarkets and retail. You know, we've got so I definitely want to carry on focusing on retail as well as online. So but definitely grow the online. But you know, the aim is to make Choc Chick a household name, so that you know that you can trust where you source your product, where we source our products. And if you buy our cacao powders, our cacao butters, our blends, our vegan chocolates. And just, these are amazing. I've got to plug our quinoa pops. But you know, yeah, they're so good. But at least you know that there's trust, and you're buying something that's good for you and good for the planet and good for our suppliers and good for the farm. So, you know, my aim is just to carry on creating products that are good for everyone and to make Choc Chick a household name. So
yeah. So have you seen any other products that are coming to market which are almost kind of greenwashing their way to have the same messaging, but at the end of the day, they're not actually doing the same things?
I don't know, to be honest, because I kind of focus on what we're doing. Yeah, I hope people do genuinely what they say they're doing is true, and they do. I mean, there's more awareness now. Cacao and chocolate, especially. I mean, for me, there's slavery in cocoa. There's exploitation. The farmers are paid horrific, you know, very low salaries. So that needs to change. And if people are raising awareness to that and buying fairer trade, I'm not always sure fair trade is fair, but yeah, it's hard for me to comment, to be honest, because I just want to focus on what we do, and hopefully other people will continue, to do the right thing.
Right, so obviously we talked about what the future holds, which is really exciting, I think. For the people that are watching this, what is the one thing you'd love for them to do?
Well, make chocolate, buy our products, make chocolate with cacao powder, cacao butter, make your own, enjoy, try out recipes. We've got loads of recipes on our website and our Instagram page as well. But yeah, I want people to love chocolate and making chocolate as much as I do. So yeah.
Cool. Perfect. Are there any other questions that you have for us?
No, just carry on doing what you're doing and get us more sales.
Perfect.
Good try.
Oh, well, it was lovely speaking to you today then.
Good to see you both. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Cool.
Happy days.
Cut.